Yo, what's up, people? This is Rick Blaze, and this is another episode of BLAZIN Takes, and of course, I got my guy on the line with me, the one, the only, Siege. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Another beautiful day here in SimWorld. It's real hot in the studio, but I'm still wearing my hoodie, so I'm ready. I'm ready to rock, man.
What, Siege? What's up with these hoodies and everybody doing these hoodies? What's is it a?
I don't know, man. I always been a hoodie guy. I live down in Florida, and I still find reasons to wear them. It's just it's what I do.
All right, here's what it is. All right, let's jump into it. Here is our first take.
Which team benefits most from signing Royce Anderson?
Look, of the teams Royce Anderson named in his top three, I think it's very clear which team would benefit the most from landing him, and that to me is the AT Aliens. We're not talking about fit here. We're not talking about who becomes a contender. We're talking about what team benefits the most. And if we're talking that, to me, it's AT Aliens. They lost most of their roster. They lost their guy, Demario Duval. I mean, they don't really got much going on there right now. Royce Anderson would give them kind of a corner piece, someone who can be their number one, their star, and someone who might attract some other recruits and some other players. So for me, it's open and shut case. AT Aliens benefit most from landing Royce Anderson.
See, and I was thinking completely the opposite. I think AT Aliens is a good choice for him personally, because for all the reasons you said. He gets to be the guy. He gets to kind of just do his own thing. He gets to be the James Harden of AT Aliens. But the question is, what benefits the team most? If I'm looking at what team better benefits from that, it got to be the Yacht Club. They already got pieces in place. They was already in the Race 1 tournament last season. So they lost a few pieces. They're going to lose a few pieces, but they're looking to kind of reload. So Royce Anderson, from a team perspective, the team wins. Yacht Club wins if they get Royce Anderson. Royce Anderson wins if he goes with AT Aliens.
I mean, look, I don't disagree. The Yacht Club, to me, if we're going to talk about what team immediately becomes a contender again, if they get him, it's the Yacht Club. They're keeping Tamir Johnson. They're keeping Trey Willis. They're keeping Adam Mack. Yeah, all those guys coming back. And you add Royce Anderson, that he slides right into that Jay Laster role if Jay Laster does decide to leave. So, I mean, for me, like, they do become contenders. I don't really, yes, they benefit a lot from it. But, AT Aliens, if they don't get Royce, we're looking at a scary, scary look for their roster right now.
Well, I think again, it's going to come back to what the players are looking for here. If you're looking, you got to decide as a player, am I looking to try to be on a winning team and ride that out and see how that goes? Or am I looking to look out for myself to do my own thing that may not include us winning? That's the decision Royce Anderson and a lot of players are going to have to make over this next month, 30 days or so. So I think my perspective from a team concept, the Yacht Club win. If I'm thinking about Royce and I'm all about Royce, AT Aliens, because I can do my thing, AT Aliens, and there's nobody there to stop me.
I get that because it's high school level. Look, some kids are programmed to think about championships at every level, and some kids got the big picture in mind. I'm going to go and show out and get the best offers I can. So, that's really just going to be on Royce, what he kind of thinks is best for him.
Absolutely. Here we go. Here's our next take.
Now that Coach Murray has left DMV, is the run over?
So, as we all know, Myron Murray leaving Run DMV, that's a big loss for Run DMV. It's a big game for the media. I mean, as we know, whenever coaching staff or any kind of team personnel kind of switches to the dark side, so to say, they bring with them a lot of insight, a lot of intel. They know the game. They know the players. They know a lot of the coaches. I mean, they know the league just as well, if not better, than most of the media members because they've been in it. So my thing is, though, is the run over for Run DMV? They still got Nick Hugo, so you can't count them completely out. But we talked about it a lot last year, that what Run DMV was, I compared them to a car. There were a lot of parts that made that car work. There wasn't necessarily one that you were like, that's the superstar. Because Nick Hugo is a star, but he's not going to drop 30 for you. He's a defensive monster, rebounding monster. He can get some buckets, but now I'm wondering who's driving the car. Nick Hugo was the engine, and all the other players are the parts that help make it move. But who's driving now? So who's going to make all that work? See,
all that's cute. So, but no safe takes. Is the run over? Yes or no for Run DMV?
Yeah, I think yes. That's what I'm saying. I think the run's over.
All right. Hey, first of all, congratulations, Coach Murray. We've had our tits and tats over the years, but it's only because I feel because there's two individuals who are highly competitive and who are highly educated on the sport of basketball. So I always enjoy whenever Coach Murray and I got into our spats. It was always in love, always in fun. And now he's on the dark side. So now it's gonna be even more love, even more fun, even more spat. So now it's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be a lot more fun. But is the run over for Run DMV? I'm gonna say no. As great as Coach Murray is, as great as Coach Murray was for Run DMV, one thing that I have to give him credit for doing is he put his team in a good space. Well, let me put a caveat. I'm going to say right now the run is not over, but it is contingent upon who takes over that team, right? So if you get
I thought we said no safe takes. Rick.
You're right.
Is the run
I'm
over?
sorry.
Yes
The run ain't the
yes
run.
No.
The bridge is not over. If the bridge over, the bridge ain't over. You got Nick Hugo.
All right.
You got Trey
That's
Truss. You got some guys who can put the ball in the basket. It's the DMV area. They got ballers in the area for recruits coming in. The run ain't over. Run DMV can still get it done. And plus, think about it. I love the position I put myself in with that statement because they lost first round. So if they just get back to where they were, losing first round, they still equal to what they was last season. So the run ain't over. The run is not over in Run DMV.
All right.
So here we go. Now it's time, of course, our grab bag question of the day. Siege, what you got for the grab bag?
All right. So here's what we got. This is a question I've discussed quite a few times. I'm pretty adamant about my stance on it. I'm waiting to hear what you got to say about it. Let's talk Giannis Antetokounmpo again.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk. Is there a player in the league not named Nikola Jokic? So we're taking him off the list because I think he's the one valid answer that you would not trade today to add Giannis Antetokounmpo to your team.
So is there a player I'm not picking over Giannis?
If you're the GM of any other NBA team and the Bucks reach out and ask you for your best player and some or just your best player for Giannis Antetokounmpo, is there anyone who's not on the table for a trade other than Nikola Jokic?
I'm not trading Doncic.
All right,
I'm not. I know you didn't see that coming. I know you didn't see that coming, Siege. I'm not trading Doncic for.
He's young, so I get it.
He's young. He can do a little bit of everything, and from a business perspective, he's an international player. He's going to make money for me forever.
All right. If you bring in the business side, that's a super valid take. But if I'm thinking about winning championships, look, I love Luka. He's so talented. He makes the game look effortless. What I'm kind of waiting to see, and yes, he has not quite had a roster around him that we can say that yet, but does he have that championship drive? Look, I think he's hilarious, but bro's talking about, I don't know that dude really cares about winning in the NBA.
You don't think? I mean, but he's young. I mean, how many young players really do care about winning in the NBA? Very few.
Quite a few.
Very few.
Anthony Edwards always talking about winning.
Anthony Edwards is a dog.
Anthony Edwards is a dog.
Anthony Edwards is a dog.
That's the guy I want on my team.
Anthony Edwards is a dog. My player comp for Bronny this past season was Anthony Edwards.
Ooh,
that was my player comp. If you go back and look, that's my
next face of the league.
That's what Bronny looked like in SimWorld this past season. Anthony Edwards in how Anthony Edwards is clowning in the Olympics. That's how Bronny looked this season in SimWorld. A dog, a boy, a man amongst boys. Anthony Edwards is a dog. But would I trade? That's a close one.
It's a close one.
That's a fence. That's an on the fence question. How far away from winning is my team already? If we're one piece away, then I'm not getting in. If we just that one mega superstar away, I'm not trading Anthony Edwards. I'm not trading for Anthony Edwards right now. Because I think Giannis poses so much of a mismatch for every team. with his size. And I say this, I'm not the hugest Giannis fan. I think he's a bit overrated personally, but I can't deny.
All right, well, that makes sense because you're a Houston fan, so that makes sense. You listen to the James Harden gospel, the run and dunk man. I get that.
No, James Harden. I don't listen to nothing James Harden talk about unless it's about what favorite strip clubs to go to. That's the only advice James Harden can give me. Strip club advice. I just think he's a I don't think Giannis is a he's a dominant player, but he's not a complete player.
All right, sure, but let's talk about this. He had he had one of the top 3 best finals performances of all time. You go look at the game scores and the numbers. He has one of the top 3 best finals performances of all time. And the thing about a guy like Giannis, he makes your team a contender instantly. Even if you look at the Mavs roster right now, is Luka and Kyrie really a better fit than Kyrie and Giannis would be? That's kind of my question. Like, I think you put Giannis on the Mavs, they are instantly contenders.
Well, I mean, Giannis does make a huge difference. I'm not going to deny. Again, he reminds me of this one. I'm finna get into spicy takes territory. He reminds me of the way that teams have to play him. Reminds me of Shaq when Shaq played. He's a dominant force that you can't stop. But he also has glaring holes in his game. It's hard to expose those holes in his game, but they're there. And everyone knows they're there. But he's very dominant at his position. Just like Shaq.
They're there.
Very dominant. But there's ways you can expose him.
I'm telling you, people always say that, Rick, but you go look at his 3-point shooting numbers, they are not as bad as people want to say they are. He was shooting in the mid to high 30s from 3. That is not bad. Most seasons that him and Kawhi have both played, he shoots a better percentage from 3 than Kawhi Leonard. But nobody talks about.
But he probably also attempts way less than Kawhi does. So he's shooting 30% on 100 attempts in the season or less than. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows, we know the worst part of his game. Everybody can agree is his shot. So if I'm gonna let somebody try to beat me with the worst part of their game, for Giannis, it's your jump shot. If Giannis hits 7-8 threes that game, then I was supposed to lose. I'm supposed to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, here's the thing. You play off of him, let him shoot that 3. Half the time, he's still not going to shoot it. He's going to drive in and dunk on your head. I mean, that's what he does. You can't give him space to get himself going.
Correct.
That's what makes him so hard to guard, even though he doesn't have that shot.
Correct. If he ever gets that shot, he probably never will, because that'll make him the most unstoppable force. And, that's just not the way it works. Yeah, I mean, I can't go wrong with KD, but I like Doncic. I like Luka. I think it's my first time saying that out loud, but I like Luka. All right.
First time for everything.
Anything you want to leave with the people with Siege?
Get in there, cuss and discuss. Tell us if there's anyone you wouldn't trade for Giannis today in the NBA. Who would you not trade for Giannis? Let us know. We'll see you down there.
Leave a comment. Peace.
Hold on, lane.